Hello, HoloNet. I'm here with Emily Parker.
Hi.
At the Canadian Nationals in Toronto, and we're setting up here for a top 32 spots, following a day of 6 rounds of Swiss. And here we have the brave remainder of players who survived the Swiss rounds.
We're able to make the trip back in this morning.
Yes, a long trip on confusing Toronto TTC services. So on your right, we've got Jonathan Hahn, who was actually ranked 38th, but due to drops and so on, has turned up here. Jonathan Hahn is flying Dash Rendar in his trusty YT 2400 with Lone Wolf, Heavy Laser Cannon, Recon Spec, and the Outrider title for 53 points. He's also flying a Lothal Rebel, the VCX 100, with extra munitions, plasma torpedoes, an auto blaster turret, fire control systems, guidance chips, Harrison Dulu, and Han Solo.
So with this one, he's playing the Dash that doesn't have engine upgrade. Do you think that's going to affect his outcome against, what do we have on the other side? It looks like a couple of contracted scouts and a Hawk.
Indeed, we're just waiting on the list for that.
Yeah.
So we'll update you with the specifics there in a moment. I mean, without the boost, Dash really has to place carefully.
I mean, it makes for a stronger Lothal Rebel.
Yep.
So I was talking to him yesterday, and he said he's got a lot of extra munitions on there, so people don't often see it coming, and they get hit with plasma torps in the face. So that could play to his favor in this type of matchup where there's so much hull and shields to get through.
Indeed, yeah. And he's got 2 rounds of those plasma torps, so that's a significant amount.
Absolutely.
And if he gets a nice roll on the plasma torp shot, he can really smash Palov here, or one of the scouts, or at least get shields off one of the scouts. That's pretty significant. So the Lothal Rebel will be the same PS as the scouts. So we'll see in a minute here who has initiative. Looks like Mich Bouchard on the left side of the screen has the initiative, since he's placing the first rock, so he has initiative. And we've got 1 big rock, 2 little rocks, and some big debris.
So a lot of Dash players will bring the debris, knowing that if they land on it, they can still shoot from it. I guess with the engine upgrade, without the engine upgrade, it works better for Jonathan to have brought those. But the ones with the engine upgrade, a lot of the time it would actually be better to bring the rocks because it messes with your opponents more than it messes with you. So that's something to consider there.
Right. Well, you're a veteran Dash player.
I love Dash.
Yeah.
I know. I actually had played Dash against Jonathan one weekend, just like a weekend tournament. And the next weekend, he brought it. He's like, "Oh, you wrecked me really hard, and it looked like a lot of fun." And he's been playing it ever since. So.
So you're the reason he's a Dash
I
guy.
inspired him. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So Jonathan is a local boy here from Toronto. I believe Mich is from the Ottawa region. I might be wrong about that, but. I believe that's the case.
So I don't think we've started the clock yet, have we?
Nope, doesn't seem to be the case. So both of us competed yesterday in the Swiss.
We both had our hearts broken in the final round.
We did. Broken hearts. What were you flying?
What was I flying? I was flying Thug Life, the basic unhinged TLTs.
Yeah.
Couple of big mistakes on my part. Just didn't get me quite there. Went 3-3, so.
Right. I was glad that you played it. I was looking forward to seeing that on the tables again. I hated it back when it was the meta.
Right.
But
I mean, you would have hated it if it came up against you as well, but...
Well, I would have just laughed and lost quickly.
I only had one opponent who was really salty about it. Everyone else was good-spirited about it.
Awesome. Well, you fly it so damn well, too. Okay, so we've got Mitch's list here. Sorry about the delay, folks. He has one contracted scout with... Here, you want to read this one?
Yeah, so he's got Deadeye, extra munitions, plasma torps, Dengar, overclocked, and guidance chips.
Right, a Dengar torp boat, that's awesome.
That makes it hit a little bit better, I guess. And then we've got, the other one is Manaru.
Oh, excellent.
So it's got Deadeye, extra munitions, plasma torps, overclocked, guidance ships, and Forlom on there.
Forlom on it.
And then Paylob, adaptability, TLT, Zuckus, Moldy Crow.
Nice. Okay, so this is a well thought out list, well constructed. So he can use Manaru to get tokens for the other two. And Palob is not a token machine. Well, he's got Moldy Crow, so he can store them too. So there's some really interesting action economy going on here. And I've faced people playing a regular torp boat, but with the Dengar crew. And one of the things that's great about it is if you use the overclocked and you fire your torps, you end up all stressed, right?
Yeah.
But then you've got Dengar crew for your primary shots when you get tight in the scrum. So it's really quite nasty. That Dengar efficiency means those two red dice just about always come up hits.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't feel like you're doing much with those two red dice, but if you've got that constant modification, it makes every one of those hits is going to matter, especially against a local rebel where they don't have the green dice anyway, so you just have to get as much damage as fast as you can on it.
For sure, yeah. So this is the placement here in the joust, as it is common with the big ships fighting each other scenarios, is really going to be crucial. And as you mentioned, without the engine on Dash, he's really got to have a good long-term plan going in here.
Right, yeah. Because I was just thinking, what is going to be...
Oh, there's a handshake. They're
Mitch's...
off.
Oh, are we starting? So, how do you think they're going to approach this? I guess with Paylob, you want to slow roll a little bit to get a little stock of tokens ready to go. I don't know how slow he will go, though, because he does have to get a lot of damage out as fast as he can.
Yeah, I mean, Paylob here at the higher PS is good for taking the shields off those guys.
True, yeah.
With his TLT. But he definitely doesn't want to end up with range 1 primary shots from that ghost.
No, yeah.
Bad rolls could mean Palob is gone in a single shot. Or at least two, or one shot from the Lothal and one shot from Dash can get him down fast. So he's going to have to anticipate where that Lothal is going and keep Palob away from it. While at the same time hoping not to get focused down by Dash. Oh, and there we have Scout turning in. Leaving himself a left turn into the board to shoot at the Lothal Rebel, which is obliging him by turning towards him. Okay, so we got some setting up for a joust here.
Lothal Rebels aren't afraid of anything. They're like, you come in range 1, I'm shooting 5 red dice in your face. Have fun with that, so...
Looks like we've got the standings listed up here. We have what looks like the top 19 listed. Yep. Number 19, in fact, Chris Tremblay dropped out. So we have Mich Bouchard and Danny Laberge on top. Both fellas from the Ottawa region, I believe. Alan Fung, Evan Cameron, both local Prototype Toronto League fellas. Duncan Howard of Duncan Howard fame.
Made the trip up to Toronto to show us how it's done.
Indeed, yeah. He gave me a show yesterday. Jamie Comley, I don't know that fella. I don't know where he's from. Spencer McClung.
He's our Toronto regional champ.
Indeed.
He was also our national champ last year.
Indeed,
so let's see if he can keep his title.
He's listed at number 7. Harrison Waldo had to drop for some complicated personal reasons, sadly. And he was rated number 8. Coming in at number 9 on this old list, we had Nelson Cravo. And I'm just going to check on something here for a moment.
Yeah.
Dorian's not showing us.
Okay, so that's not actually showing on the screen. So, what we got is the match continuing on over there. There we are.
There we go. Now we can see what's going on.
Awesome. So, Manaru has done a slow move, Palob as well, and Dash has just pushed forward a bit. So, we got a little caution on both sides, but this looks like a straight-up joust.
So, if you were on either side, who do you think would be your ideal target? Because I mean, with Dash with engine is always my initial target if I can get him. But without the engine, I don't know if he's as scary. So, I think going for either of those two ships is going to be a decent plan for Mich.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, if he can get all guns on one ship, then he can.
And he's got all turrets, so it's not a huge deal. I mean, he wants those primary, like those in-arc shots for his munitions, but...
Yeah. For sure. I'd probably slow roll here with Palob.
I'm surprised that the all the debris and asteroids don't look more clustered. Like, Jonathan seems to have let it be pretty spread open.
Yep.
So that's going to leave the scouts pretty free with their maneuvers.
Indeed.
It looks like there's lots of room for them to be able to do those sloops and keep to their greens if they need to, to clear the overclocked stress.
Indeed. Well, here one of the things that I'm not quite sure about is what Manaru is doing so far forward.
Yeah, it's maybe putting them out there as some bait, like come and get Manaru and see how that works for you.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how that'll go.
I mean, if she banks to her right, she could get it. Probably almost certainly will get a torp shot on Dash. I don't see how he can escape that. But on the other hand, the Rebel and Dash will both be on her. Okay, so contracted scout turns into the alley. Takes the focus.
Focus is always a good choice.
Okay, Manaru does a bank one.
Looks like she is trying to get Dash.
Yeah. Depending upon what John has done here, it may force him to split his fire. And we got Palob hanging out behind. He might be planning. Nope, little slide with a template there. He may be planning. Oh, they're discussing. He might be planning to bring Palob in to mess with Dash's action economy and shut down his recon spec.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Or steal it, at any rate.
Steal it, yeah.
The interesting question here is, does Manaru have arc on that Rebel? Looks like she does.
From here, it looks like it, but sometimes you have to get right along that line at table level to really call it, so
Yep.
we'll have to see once they start measuring.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't hear what they're saying, but it looks like they're having quite a conversation over there.
Jonathan is really unsure about this focus token.
I mean, in this first round, does he have FCS on there?
He does.
Okay, so yeah, in this first round, he doesn't already have a target lock, so he might need to take something offensive. But a lot of the time, you're going to take that evade just for that free evade.
Okay. He's done a 1 strix. So it looks like Palob and the scout will be out of range of Dash. Interesting. So this looks on paper like it's good for John.
Yeah, no, it looks like he's got 2 shots on Manaru, and it looks like only Manaru is in range to shoot back. So, I mean, depending on how the dice go, that could definitely be in his favor.
Indeed. Just gonna have a look at that Manaru list again. Build. Forlom, right. Okay, so with Forlom on Manaru, of course, the Plasma Torp with guidance chips and overclocked may well take all 5 shields off Dash because he won't be able to use a focus.
Right, yeah.
So it's a pretty rough matchup for John. It'll be a pretty bad game for John if that happens here.
The Rebels is 10 hulls, 6 shields.
They're grabbing dice.
Is Forlom effective against a recon specialist? Because you only pick one token, right?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, it's useless.
So it's not going to work, yeah.
If Dash retains both his focus tokens.
So yeah, did John think of that? Well, I guess we'll see.
So John has here got 2 blanks, an eyeball result, and 1 hit, which he's left. And Manaru dodges it. So no love for Dash. Not even a shield for Manaru. Wow.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt.
And he's deciding who's going to eat the plasma torque. He goes with Dash anyway. He uses overclocked, taking his stress to get a new focus after spending 1 to trigger the Deadeye. It's very nice that they're sharing dice for us in the home audience. Here it comes.
The suspense is building.
Ooh.
So what's that? 2 hits and 2 eyeballs?
Yep. 4 hits into Dash. And he spends a focus to get
For
2
2
evades.
evades.
So that's 3 shields from Dash. We've got a double stressed Manaru.
All right.
And the Rebel gets some range 3 fire on her.
Now he did take a focus action with the Rebel, right? I can't see a
Yes.
token on there. It's probably under that huge ship.
Yeah, he deliberated for some time about that.
2 hits.
And 3 evades. Wow. Dice determines so much in the Joust with big ships. Target lock is acquired with FCS for next round. So, what does Mich got to worry about here?
Well, Manaru will not be firing another torpedo the next turn because he's double stressed, or she is double stressed right now. So, you think maybe be going in to mess with Dash's movement, prevent him from turning in?
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, a 4 straight there will prevent any turn in towards the fleet. He can bring Palov straight to get a range 2 shot if John does a 4 straight.
Right.
I mean, this arrangement seems to be set up to trap Dash in that corner.
Yeah.
And Mich seems to be content, I think, to just ignore the Rebel as it attacks him from the other side. But we'll see. Maybe there's something else going on here which we don't see.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of players always have these crazy strategies, or maybe I just think they do because I never do, and I just kind of play by ear. So that's probably why I'm not up on the stream on that side today, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things about the game is trying to read your opponent. That's really one of the things I love about it. Hey, Devin. Hey, Devin, say hello, Holonaut. Hello, Holonaut to the mic. That's Devin. He's a member of our prototype league. He's awesome. All right. So the dials go down.
John seems to be thinking pretty hard. I mean, I feel like he has to, because like you said, it does look like Dash is going to get trapped in that corner if he's not careful, so.
Yep.
I was just looking at the list with the health and shields all lined up, and it's hilarious looking at the local Rebel. You're like, that's so much to get through. But once you start firing, it goes down really fast. But It's very intimidating at first.
It is. It's 16 health of ship.
Just paint a giant bullseye on it and go, come at me.
Well, that's another interesting question. If Dash and Manaru get traded out, can the Rebel take the remaining 2 ships, supposing that there are no torps left on that?
Yeah, I mean, the other 2 ships are turrets, and the Lothal's only got the auto blaster, right? So
Yeah, that's right.
theoretically, they should be able to outfly it.
Yeah. Then again, if the Ghost gets up on you range 1 with a target lock,
You're not gonna have a good day. Yeah,
No.
that's true. A little careful flying there.
4 red dice. Okay, so we have a move from the Scouts. And it turns towards the Rebel. Coming in fast.
Trying to bait the Lothal into taking range 1 shot, maybe, or even block it, depending on how fast John goes here.
Yeah. Well, there's no getting past that thing. Just as a 1 straight.
Yeah, you don't want to fly in too fast, especially when you've got someone below you moving first.
Still has the target from his fire control system on Manaru.
What's going on here? Is he contemplating his action really hard again?
He is.
Oh, moving the lock. He's gonna go for that range 1 shot on the Scout.
Just a 1 straight from Manaru to clear her stress. And prevent Dash from turning into the scrum and getting actions.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt Dash is going to be able to fire the HLCs at Manaru either, because I feel like they're going to be too close at this point.
Yeah. Palob is doing Palob things. And here there's no way for Dash to move anywhere and be able to use his recon spec without Palob stealing a token. And he's done the hard one. Will it fit?
Oh yeah, that could very well be a bump.
It does not fit. So no foci for Dash.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he was trying to avoid what we were talking about, getting trapped in that corner, but then he got blocked turning in, which
Yeah.
is what I thought Manaru might be going for there. So
Even with the loss of actions, this might still be a good move.
yeah, I mean, you can tell that Mich is baiting them to take the shots at the Scout by putting him at range 1 of the Ghosts there to protect Palob, because Palob will go down a lot easier than that Scout.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Mitch's overall strategy here is to protect Palob for the end game.
Yes, like with the recon specialist, Dash is counting on using those focuses, so if he can steal them, it's going to ruin Dash's day.
Indeed. Also, in this position, Dash's lone wolf is useless,
Right, yeah, that's true.
since he'd have to be further than range 2 from...
And they're definitely at range 2 of each other, so.
Those are some nice purple ships he's got there.
They're very beautiful. I love purple. As you know, I paint all my ships purple as well, so.
Yeah.
I mean, we shouldn't be picking favorites here, but I'm rooting for John, but those purple ships, they're making me change my mind here.
Ah, I see. Purple. They're trying to decide if Dash's shot on C is
Obstructed, right.
They need a judge call.
Yeah.
I'll,
From here, it looks to me like it is, but I mean, we're not at the table, so.
yeah, I'll just be a safe sir.
So Aaron's gone to check out this ruling here. Did we get a call, Aaron?
All right, so they're finding a judge. There's Victor Nagby, local community member and tireless podcast reporter. And we get the back of the skull, which is lovely. Nothing bad to say about the back of that skull. That's a good looking one. Good coif, Victor. Thanks. All right, and here comes the shot.
He's really shaking those dice. Oh, I can't see one of them. Oh, is that all focuses? Oh.
It's all eyeballs.
Ow. That's gotta hurt when you've lost that recon specialist.
Indeed.
Two hits over there. One evade.
It's Palab on dash.
Oh yeah, that's a TLT.
Auto hit. So 2 more shields from dash.
That TLT can sure chip away. I love it.
It can. With 2 greens. 1 shield? Okay. I think he lost both of them just now.
Yeah, I think they're gone. Looks like the Lothal just lost a shield as well.
So he used the Dengar boat to shoot the Lothal?
I mean, 3 dice instead of 2 is...
Well, that's some work he's going to have to get done eventually.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can usually be baited into taking a range 1 shot. Just that extra die can do a lot for you a lot of the time, so...
Sure. Oh, that was Manaru who was shooting at the local.
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't shoot that. And that's a 3-hit shot.
Okay, yeah.
Now here's the local shooting at C, I guess.
I assume the scout, yeah.
He's got a bunch of hits there, and he's got that target lock to spend.
Is he not spending the lock?
Maybe he shot at Manaru.
Oh, that's very true, yeah. I'm surprised he moved the lock then.
What you doing, John? Oh, he's trying to decide whether or not to re-roll or use his hand crew. And so he gets 3 through on some issue with rolling there. I'm not sure what that was.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Okay, so we've got 1 shield left on that ship, which is the C, the Dengar boat. And we're back to dials. Well, at this point, Mitch's strategy begins to emerge a bit more. He's blocked Dash. Dash is absolutely trapped.
Yeah,
He
and
can't get that Lothal out of there, so he can't get Dash out of there.
yeah, Dash will not be getting out of there, so he's not going to be able to probably fire his HLCs this next turn, depending on where Mich goes. And yeah, I mean, that's the way to do it. If you're preventing one of the ships from shooting, you're going to have a good day.
Yep. No actions, 1 bad shot, long range somewhere. Yeah.
And he's already stripped all of Dash's shields at this point, right? So it's only 1 or 2 good more shots there, and Dash is down.
Indeed.
Yeah, I don't. If I was John here, I don't know exactly what I'd be doing to get myself out of this situation. I don't.
Well, he's got a continuing target lock on C. C may well overshoot him a little bit. C probably doesn't care about taking out a blaster shot. Or C may just bump him.
I'm thinking C's gonna bump him, to, like I said, to keep Dash at range 1 to prevent him from shooting.
Yeah.
And if he does that, he'll still be very close to that Lothal. And I think he'd rather take that Auto Blaster than take some of those torps from out the back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had forgotten about those torps.
Because, yeah, it's when your choice is between an Auto Blaster and Plasma Torps, I think I'll take the Auto Blaster.
Yeah. So we've got what looks like a sloop. Yeah. Smoothly past the debris.
Beautiful.
Seems to be the case. Well done, Mitch. Takes the focus. John goes for the 2 straight. It's going to be a torpedo exchange here.
Oh, yeah. No. I wonder if Palob has set in a maneuver there that's going to get him in a not bumped position. I guess Manaru's going to get out of his way.
Yep, she's self-bumped.
All right.
Staying exactly where she is. Looks like Palob will impact Lothal.
Yeah. Well, Palob's like, I'm not taking this
No.
5 dice in the face. Not today.
No. Manaru is done. Yeah. And John reveals he turns away. Wow.
Oh, yeah. There was some room for him out there. That's
Yep.
So it does look like he's still at range 2 to take some torps from that scout.
Yeah.
If the scout wants to shoot a Dash, which very well might finish him off.
Well, a barrel roll to Dash's right, as far away as he can, gets him out of the torp
Yeah,
shot.
it definitely does. Yeah.
Manaru doesn't have a focus, so she can't fire torps, and he might well be out of power.
Dash could very well survive. Oh, he went for the
Double
focus. I think you're right. The barrel roll probably would have been a really smart maneuver there to prevent taking any torp shots.
He might have escaped that arc, or it might be range 1. It's so difficult to tell.
That's true. It is hard to tell from here.
So that's range 1.
Oh,
Okay.
is it? Okay.
May not be range 1 in arc, though, for the
Right.
torp book.
Yeah.
Who's he going to shoot? Is he shooting Palob, or is he shooting Manaru? He pointed at Manaru. Jonathan is deciding.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to split your fire, but you do. I mean, Palob hasn't really ruined his day yet at this point. So I don't think Palob has made himself like, come get me, you want to kill me at this point.
Once again, John's dice do not do him any
Yeah,
favors.
they're not liking him today, and he doesn't have that lone wolf either. He's staying too close.
Technically, I can move it under C, right?
Can't see what that 4th die is, so I'm wondering, is he contemplating spending a focus just for one hit that likely won't even go through?
He seems to have done it.
Or does he want to save them defensively? Because like, he's definitely taking a couple of shots this round.
Yeah. Well, the TLT can only go on him.
Right,
He
exactly.
spends it. And we'll see who his target is when the dice are rolled here. It's 2, it's Manaru. She blanks out. And takes 2. So
Is that
it looks
2?
like
Okay.
both the jump masters are down to 1 shield. Maybe there's 2 on Manaru. Alright, here comes Palob. Has to shoot a dash. Looks like it's through a rock. He He gets 2,
Focus
spending
for
his
2.
focus battery.
Oh,
Triple blank for John.
those dice.
Yeah, they're cold. Some cold
Another
dice.
2 from the TLT.
Yeah, he can dodge this, will he? He's got the focus.
Is he going to spend the focus?
I guess he must have taken it.
Yes, it's
Yep, spends it. That was Manaru's shot, I take
Right,
it.
yeah. Primary weapon.
2 and 3 into dash.
Oh, there we go. There's a couple of evades. So he's only just taken 1 hull damage?
Looks like 2 now.
2?
2. So dash is on the ropes. Here comes the Lothal Rebel. That's 4 dice at the back with the torp. And he's doing chips. And he focused, so he got 3 hits and a crit with his plasma torps
That's,
on the Jump Master.
so it looks like just a hit crit got through.
Got 1 crit. Can't read the text on that. That
Cannot
could be
see it.
stunned or blinded pilot. I'm not sure which. That appears to be it. So 4 hull left in that Dengar boat. And we go into the next round. So things are bad for Dash. The Rebel is in decent shape. Only one of the Jump Masters has experienced any significant hurt.
Yeah. Palob's doing his thing, just firing off that TLT, not taking any shots himself. So,
Indeed.
and I mean, that TLT is going to be a nightmare for either of those 2 ships on Jonathan's side if he's left against them.
Yeah. So what would you do here if you're Mich?
I mean, you want to finish off Dash. Dash has what, 3 hull left?
Yeah.
Maybe a good torp shot will finish him, but I don't think he's really in a position to get a torp shot the next round. The way that his arcs are facing right now. So, I mean, you want to keep the pressure on Dash, though.
Keep them running.
Yeah. Don't give him the freedom to use those focuses offensively. You want to make him really think about keeping them for defense.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a hard 1 to the left for Manaru. Will that fit? Maybe a hard 2.
A hard 1 would be fine. That would definitely fit. A hard 2 would fit as well. That would bring him a little further forward.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that might be stunned pilot on the Dengar boat. If it is, he doesn't want to run into Dash's butt there.
Right, so he's going to be very careful.
Pal will probably do a 1 or 2 forward once Manaru gets out of the way. Does the Ghost have a room for a 5K?
Did you see when they were placing the asteroids, if that asteroid up in the top corner there was at 3 and 3 or 2 and 2?
I didn't see.
Because if that's at a 2 and 2, he won't be able to clear a 5K. If it's at a 3 and 3, I think he will. So
Yeah.
that's a little trick there for anyone listening.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to tell on the screen.
Yeah, it's kind of warped. So, I mean, I've had a couple of games playing the Ghost where I risked that 5K and it flew off the board, but he's at almost. I think he's at full health here, so he doesn't want to be doing that. I don't think I'm taking a risk there. So he's got a target lock on that scout still, so maybe he'll just go a little turn one way or another to keep that arc. Fire out the back.
We're on the air. No worries. Okay, so I guess he didn't have room for the K.
I don't think so,
turn.
yeah.
Hoping to keep that scout in arc so he can torp him again with his second round. It looks like he succeeded. Oh, I missed it. I guess the scout took a damage going over the debris.
Ah, yeah.
Wow. So 3 hull. 3 hull in that scout. And it's the hard 2 for Manaru. And she slides right in there. Woot.
Yep, keeping the pressure on Dash there.
Mm-hmm. Well, she can kill him with one shot, or with her remaining torp. And Palab does the obvious and the obvious.
But we're all so surprised.
Yeah. So Dash now has to get away from range 2, Palab, and he needs to get out of the arc of that jump master. Is there any way he can do that? Only if he turns back towards the southern corner.
Right.
With a hard 3, and that's a terrible place to be. No, he goes the other way.
Now, can he barrel roll out of range of Manaru's torp there?
Doesn't look like it. Better to focus up. He's got 3 health. He's probably gone. Got a miracle here.
The dice are gonna have to really be on his side if they get shot at with a torp. So yeah, he's going for the focus action.
Dash is shooting somebody.
Find out who in a minute.
Lone Wolf finally activates. And he gets a crit with the reroll. Who's he firing against? 2 dice, so it's a jump master.
Probably Manaru. Yeah.
Oh, he's saying it was the other target.
Oh, yep. Trying to finish him off.
Yep. And it looks like 3 damage went in, and there was a crit which he immediately flipped. I don't know what that was. So there's only 1 hull remaining on that scout. Palab is taking shots. So between Palab and Manaru, there is no way for Dash to soldier through this remaining fire.
Yeah.
Oh no, Palab. Oh, he's firing with Manaru. And
Is
it's
that
2
double
eyeballs
focus?
results. So he dodges 2.
So he's still alive then, because he just took
Still
2
alive.
hits.
Did he take a crit? Nope. Dash is on 1 hull.
Come on, Dash, you can do
Come on,
it.
Dash. All right. And
Is that the TLT from Halo?
must be. Who's he shooting at? Oh. He shot at the rebel. It's lost its shields.
Oh, okay. Is he out of range with Dash? I'm unsure.
I don't think he did. I missed the measure. 2 dice, also on Dash. Blank out. Oh no, Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf.
It's a blank out. And,
Yeah.
and Dash
That's
is done.
the end of Dash.
He's dead. Dead and gone. Contracted Scout C is on 1 hull, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think things are looking good for this local rebel.
Nope. Given his position, he's going to have to turn slowly to come back in this fight.
Right, because he can't do a 5K to flip that arc.
Manaru, however, is out of torps. If he can drop that scout. What
Now-
happened with the rebel's shot on the scout?
I'm not sure. Did he even fire it yet? I think he's
Oh,
contemplating right now who he's going to shoot at. Oh no, there's no contemplation. He can only shoot out of the rear, so it's going to have to be with the target lock.
Yep. So either takes the shot now and loses the torp, or doesn't.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Use the torp, John. Use the torp.
that scout doesn't have an action this round, right? Because he flew over the debris. So I mean, if he can land some hits, he's going to take it out.
Absolutely. He's got chips.
and depending on how far around he flies that asteroid, he's going to be out of range of Manaru the next turn.
Yep. 2 and chips for 2 and a crit, which is insta-death, I believe.
Yep, insta-death. Taking that crit no matter what, so
Yep.
not even going to roll.
No.
I always like to roll just to see how my dice are.
You should deal out the cards. Okay.
That's true, yeah.
All right. Well, this is a very tight match. Definitely leans hard in Mitch's favor.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
that is-
John, that's almost a full local rebel right now. And if he could get a sweet range 1 on that paylob, he could blow it up real fast. But,
He can one-shot
I
it.
mean, the chances of that happening in the next couple of rounds are not very good, the way that they're both facing.
Everybody's blown all their torps.
So it looks like this is probably just going to be a round of repositioning.
Yep, maybe 2 even, depending upon how
Yeah,
cautious
how
they-
far John is going, yeah.
Noises over here from the X-Wing table.
Some excitement.
Exultations of joy and despair.
Do we know how much time has passed?
I don't know.
I can't see the clock. Taking a lock on payload.
Oh, he gets the lock on payload, but that'd be nice for later. Manaru comes around to the hard one. She's going to give herself the option of filing back on the left side if she wants to. Come in from behind the ghost. And Palob takes it slow as molasses.
Yes. Have fun with that target lock when we're so far out of range. Yeah, because John's still got 2 more rounds of maneuvering until he's got that arc back. So, unless he can do, no, I don't think he could do the 5K from there either.
Ooh, Manaru's got a shot.
So now it's just the battle of taking down all those hull points.
Yep.
Slow
She-
and steady, right?
Yep.
Well, not with a roll like that though.
She gets none. All right, so what's John got to do to get around that rock? Hard 2? Will it fit?
I don't think a hard 2 is gonna get him around that rock. I think that would put him on it. So, and the hard 3 is red.
Yep.
So, and Manaru's gonna. If I was Manaru, I would fly right in there just to get a shot. So, if I'm John, I don't know if I'm doing that red maneuver because I want an action. So,
Once again, it looks like the 5K just won't fit,
I don't think so.
so he's got to bank it.
He might do the hard 3. We'll see, I guess.
Man, that 5K is tempting. When you're in a ghost and you're looking at it, you're like, yeah, I'm totally making it. Oh, he's totally making it. Oh, look at that. He's
Oh
got
yeah,
tons of
tons.
space.
It's so hard to see from this angle for like on the screen for us. But yeah,
And
yeah. No, if that was gonna fit, that was the move to do.
absolutely, no question about it.
That brings you so far from the other 2 ships too. So
Yep.
yeah, Manaru has to really shoot in if she wants a shot this round.
Yep. So, seeing that coming, Mitch will probably have just banked 1 to her left or something. Keep Manaru out of range until Pale Up can catch up. No, he's going in, bank 3.
Are they in range though? I think that's gonna. I think that's range for sure.
Yep. Well, we'll see.
Through a rock.
Which favors the ghost.
Yeah, no, for sure, because Ghost has way more primary attack dice.
Yeah. more reds and more greens favors the person with the reds. But Manaru does have token.
Manaru's taken 3 damage to the shield so far, so, I mean, with some lucky dice, John could take out Manaru. Like, not this round, but soon.
Yep.
And that could put him in a pretty good position depending on how much damage he himself takes, so...
It could. Could end up being close here.
Can't write it off until it's over.
Manaru for 2. Hit crit. And we got 1 evade from the ghost.
That's
so
a lot
one
of green
crit
dice
goes
for a
through.
ghost.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like blinded pilot. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Ouch.
Devin, you see that phone over there? And the piece of paper that's under it?
Oh, he's got some dice going, so... What is that? 2 hits and a
3?
crit?
Yep.
Not bad.
Thanks, man. How much did Manaru take? Any?
I'm waiting to see.
Oh. Rolled 4.
He hasn't removed anything from the card or added any damage cards, so I don't think he took anything.
So, Manaru.
Manaru's still got a shield up.
Right.
So what is that crit that John has? It wasn't blinded pilot if he shot then, right?
Right, so it must be stunned.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that you don't, guess he doesn't get to flip over yet, so no action to remove it.
Yeah, so it's most likely stunned, which means he can't bump, which is a huge disadvantage for on a 1 versus 2 endgame.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, and with Manaru taking no damage on that last turn, it's not looking so good.
No. Lots of games going on around us in here.
It's pretty loud.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I still have a voice today from how loud it was in here yesterday. I always get what I call the X-Wing sickness the day after
Yep.
big tournament. You've got no voice and you feel like crap from playing X-Wing for 10 hours.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. Sorry. So, he banks 1, putting himself in front of the rock.
I mean, that cover gives him an extra die depending on where Manaru goes, but I don't think he'll actually have it as cover.
I would say she's probably going to sloop. Nope, she just comes in for the range 1 on his side. Wow. I mean, that would have been tough to call. The obvious move for him was just to slide back in their direction. For John, to slide back in his direction. And that's pretty rough for John.
Yeah, I don't know if John's got arc on Manaru there.
Oh, he doesn't.
So
He'll
he's got
have
the auto blaster, but
Yeah. I'm not sure Palab has range there.
yeah, like we said, it's hard to call from the screen.
We're checking. No, he
No.
does not.
That's not too bad. John doesn't want them both focus firing, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Manaru focuses for 2, so that's 2 more to the ghost. 2 more to the ghost. Should be at 7 now. And
Checking
ghost
that
doesn't
arc,
have
yeah.
arc. Nope.
So it's gonna be the auto blaster.
It looks like the target locks now in Manaru. He gets 2.
There you go.
Manaru is now down to...
So she's lost 1 hull point at this point.
Yeah, should she lose another hull? Shouldn't she be down a hull? I don't see a damage card there.
Yeah. Definitely just took 2 hits, so she should be down a hull point.
Maybe we were incorrect about her previous shield rating?
Yeah, they could have been stacked.
Yeah. they
We
could've
might
been
not have been
stacked.
able to tell from here.
We're a little confused. It looks like she's on 5 hull. No idea. Can you tell us? That would be great. Thanks, man.
We've sent someone to find out time left in the round for us.
It's gonna be close here.
Yeah, I wish for our sake they would have laid out the shields in a row as opposed to stack them.
Yeah. We've got a 5K from the ghost. So he's going through that rock, and he's gonna land on the debris.
That could put him at range 1 of Paylob, though, so Paylob won't be firing that TLT.
Right. It's a good move for that reason. But I think he's got stun pilot, and that
Oh,
may entail 2 damage from this operation, not to mention multiple stress. Bunch of stress. But I guess the way he was set up, he didn't really have a choice there. No damage from... How many? 20 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes remain in this round.
Don't think this is going to go to time.
Doesn't look like it. Let's see what Pallov has done. He turns away, saw it coming.
Yeah. I mean, with the hero crew, a lot of the time 5K, 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 why not? Just stack them.
Indeed.
It's easy to get caught in that trap playing, and I've seen some people play it where they hardly ever do reds because it's less obvious, right? I mean, I've gotten stuck in it where you got a stack of stress 10 high, and then you get a crit that you need an action to flip, and you ruin your day.
Hilarity ensues. Well, from my side of the board.
Depending which crit you get, though. Some of them you're like, oh, that does nothing to me. You want to reduce my agility? Go for it.
Yeah.
So that's the TLT shot, right?
Yep. Nothing he can do about that. Goes down another hull. It should be at 6 now, I believe. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 damage on the ghost. 5 hull remain. I just took another hit and a crit. I guess he's rolling dice for range and rock. Nothing. Takes the hit and the crit. He's now at 2. The damage is, it's not a direct hit. It's something that's removed with an action. Loose stabilizer, perhaps. I can't tell. And the ghost returns fire on Jumpmaster. Through the rock. I think it was range 3.
So his last crit got flipped. Was it the one where he couldn't be assigned a straight maneuver because he did that 5K?
Maybe. So that's 3 damage to Menaru, and she evades
2.
2. So
yeah.
she takes 1 crit here. I think that's a loose stabilizer. They're all over the place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. It looks like we're off by 1. The ghost has 3 hull.
Whatever crits they have are different because it looks like the writing on John's card is longer. I don't know. It's so hard to tell from here. We don't have a good enough.
We're like archaeologists here.
My eyesight's not that good to begin with, so.
Yeah, okay, so...
Yeah, it's not looking good for the local here.
Well, a right turn keeps him out of Palov's range for another round.
Yep, true.
And he can try to get Menaru.
Manor shoots before him, though.
Well, unless she does a straight, she keeps that stress. A lot of players still playing through this round. Gotten down to the end games.
Most of my games yesterday were finished with 30 minutes to spare. But yeah, these games are coming down to it if we've got less than 20 minutes left now. Yeah, I'm curious to see how the standings are going to be at the end of this. Lots of Palp Aces here today in the top 32. A couple of Dangaroos. We've got a Swarm.
Devin Monkhouse.
Local
Finest
Swarm
one.
master. Put him against the Dangaroos.
Yep, he's up against Duncan Howard right now. They are over there.
Are they still playing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Devin is taking a long time to move his TIE fighters. This is always the case.
That's an exhausting day of moving TIE fighters.
We don't know. They have to work it out.
Looks like they're really contemplating their moves here. I mean, John doesn't have a lot of options if he wants to keep that firing arc, because he doesn't want to fly into that rock, obviously, either.
Yep.
And so it makes him obvious for Mana Room.
And Manaru can happily risk running into him here. It's
Right.
no problem for her.
And even if Manaru overshoots him, she's got the turret, so.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if Manaru can land a range one shot and get all the hits, it's a game over.
Yep, before the local shoots. So, John Scum to a decision on that dial,
What did he do?
and he banks 3. So he's anticipating.
Trying to get a bump in from. I don't know where he's going to go his next turn, though. He's going to have to do hard turn.
Yep, he's definitely trying to bump her.
Yeah.
And he's succeeded. Bought himself another round. That leaves him with hard 1s and 2s next round.
I mean,
Alop
yeah.
sails around on his little barge on the other side of the sea.
Taking a long way around.
The scenic route.
Checking out all the asteroids on the way.
Visiting some folks. Giving away some of those focus tokens he's been collecting.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be as much contemplation for this movement. It's pretty obvious, I think, where the Lothal is going to be headed, so Mannery just has to plan for that
Yep.
and get off this range one shot. Because, yeah, John's not going to be able to have arc, but he will have the auto blaster.
Yeah. Which is not enough to kill Mannery.
No, it's not. He needs to land a perfect primary shot to finish Mana Room.
So she can quite happily just keep bumping into him
Oh,
over
yeah,
here
absolutely.
until Pavlov shows up and together they double team the ghost. That's pretty much all she wrote. Looks like that's not a spot where Manaru can avoid bumping him, so she'll just bump him.
Can they do... Oh, yeah. Didn't avoid it.
Bump. Some tired play here, and good, they're doing the train tracks.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Manaru's making most of that turn on that, but we'll see.
I don't know what they're disputing here.
Really trying for accuracy here.
Not quite sure why they're making this
I don't
such a
think-
big moment.
I don't think it's such a big deal at this point, but
I mean, usually I'm all for persnickety accuracy and template.
if this is
movement,
one of the
but-
first couple of rounds, it's a lot more essential, but I mean, it's not a big deal to be accurate. We've got the target locks left floating way out in space.
There you go. Manner's crate has slipped down. It must have been shaken pilot.
Have we always had this? Is that the timer?
No, there's a timer.
I don't know if we've had that the whole time. I think that might have been recently added.
Well, we've got no commentary. We've got no chat going on here, so our various snafus don't get pointed out to us until we figure them out.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah, well, that was amusing. So, in fact, there is a timer. If you hadn't noticed it, like we didn't.
They might have just added it for us
True.
because
true.
I did see it move. So I don't know.
That'll help our self-image as talented webcasters to believe that.
This is my first time, so forgive any errors.
It's not mine. I'm totally responsible. It's all my fault.
Aaron's here to show me the ropes. So
All right. So we got a throwdown on the other side of the
we are
board.
face on face here, and I don't think they're in range one. So unless Manaru scores a good crit, it looks like the local's gonna live to shoot.
Let's see. Appears to be at 7. Yep. So you're right. Ooh, she blanks
Blanked
out.
it out.
Blanked out. Wow.
That could be really good for the local.
It could indeed. It's got to get all 4 through.
He's got that lock.
Yep, there's the lock. And it's 3.
3 hits.
I was asking if the eyeball is cocked, and apparently it isn't. Okay, so 3 hits on Manaru.
That's
She
not
can-
gonna do it.
Still got her focus.
Yeah.
She blanks
Blanked it out again.
Wow, she's down to 1 hull.
And Palob's still out of the fight.
1, 2, 3. Yep. Manaru is on 1 health. 1 hull. Yep.
I mean, if the local could have got that last hit, it could have gone for the local that whole game. But yeah,
I mean,
it's
it-
unfortunate.
Yeah. Again, if a Lothal on a couple health versus a TLT.
Right, but yeah, I mean, it would have had to be a really lucky shot to finish the Palob before got that third shot on him. But
Yeah. Given that
But
Palop
you
in this
can't. You
circumstance
really
is full
cannot
health.
write off a game until it's over because it
For sure.
could have definitely turned.
Especially not a ship with 4 dice primary.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so satisfying throwing so many red dice.
Actually, player 9 minutes left in the round.
9 minutes.
That's Eric. I don't know. I didn't see that.
Oh well. All right, so we've got. I mean, here once again, a block suits Mandarin just fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Palop is a 3 straight and lights the local up with the TLT. Goes 1 straight.
Going on the debris.
Yep. This turn an auto blaster shot would be fine, but of course, Manor is just going to run into him.
No damage from the debris.
Looks like she went for a 4K. Can't see if that would fit. We'll see in a second. Oh, it's a 4 straight.
And it appeared to fit.
Hard to fit. 2 straight from Pelop will do.
Yeah.
Looks like he's not in arc. Pelop target locks because he has all the focuses that exist. One damage on the lethal. Another damage. And
I think this is gonna be.
Manaru.
Let's see how Manaru rolls.
One eyeball.
Eyeball.
And it's done.
Game over.
Game over. Mich Bouchard takes it. And we'll go on to the top 8 shortly. Well, that was
Top 16.
Top 16, right? Wow.
We still got a few more games to go.
Wow, I need to get me some caffeine.